Welcome to Soul Steps with Dr. Ren. I'm your heart-to-heart walking companion. These short, soulful reflections come straight from my morning devotion walks. Think of it as a chat with your bestie that feeds your mind and spirit. Walk with me or just listen and get ready to feel uplifted, informed, and inspired. Good morning, friends. Happy Thursday. We have a fog advisory here today. It's not dense here, but I think in some places it's very dense. I was been up for some time, but like up and back to sleep a couple times. So I got a tattoo last night. I was gone from 4 till about 11. Monster session for me. I think it was my largest possibly. Well, I have another one that's kind of large, but I did that in 2 sessions. Anyhow, and then I fell asleep. I was so tired. You're supposed to take the initial covering off in a couple hours. I passed out and woke up at 3, washed it off, and then went back to sleep. Woke up again at 4. Body said, nah, let's go back to sleep. Woke up again at 5. Body was like, give me just 1 more hour. So that's what we did. And I have a word for you today. I'm going to get into it because, I don't know what that is. Sounds like a bird or a squirrel that has seen better days. I don't like that sound at all. It's not a nice sound. Anyway, I'm going to talk with you today about death. And specifically, oh my God, that sound is not cool. It sounds like a coughing. It's a gross sound. I feel like that's either a squirrel that is, I don't like it. Have you ever heard a sound you just, I'm not feeling that sound. I hope it's gone by the time I come back because I don't want to hear that again. It's just not a great sound. I'm getting attacked. Yeah, I'm going to talk about death today. One of the symbols that was incorporated into my tattoo is a representation of death. And, you know, our culture is pretty allergic to death. You know, we live in La La Land. Most of us fear death. We do not want the day to come. And when death comes into our lives, either through the loss of a loved one or a ending of any kind, usually we, it's not a positive thing. But this representation of death has both a positive and negative manifestation. And so my tattoo artist is like really gifted and pretty much like he has these different genres of art, and give him like a couple of prompts, and then I give him artistic freedom to do whatever, is in his spirit that day. Gotta have a lot of trust in order to let someone put a permanent piece of art on you like that. And I do have a lot of trust in Maya Bailey. He's very good. He was kind of rose to national fame by being on City of Ink in Atlanta, and now he's kind of like an old head guru and is a mentor, has many apprentices that are working under him, and has built an artistic community in Atlanta. So it's amazing to me how much symbolism he incorporated into my piece. And the phrase that kind of came to me after it all, because even I didn't really have a clear idea of what I wanted. There's a Ghanaian mythical bird called, I think it's Sanfoka. It's either Sanfoka or Sankofa. I keep mixing those words up. That word means go back and get it. It's a bird turning its head, eating an egg off of its back, or with an egg in its mouth. It's sort of the idea of returning to the past or connecting with your past ancestry in order to go forward. And I saw a piece that he posted with that bird, and like instantly my spirit was like, yes, I must have that tattoo, which is kind of funny because he doesn't really do a lot of repeat pieces, so I've never seen him post anything repeat, maybe in the same style, but that was what my spirit said. So then I was like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm gonna get this tattoo and it's gonna be great. But then I was looking it up and I was like, wait, I don't have any Ghanaian ancestry. When I did my ancestry, it was like 30% Nigerian, and then there was 2% that they specifically connected to Yoruba, although a lot of Nigerian, like the Yoruba is there, and then I think Mali and some Togo, which I have like 5% of that. So then I was like, let me look up some Yoruba symbols, and I knew that Yoruba was like a ancient African religion, very ancient, and you know, they had these different markings that represented different principles, 16 different core markings, and you combine them all kinds of different ways, and it's like 256, something like that. Anyway, it was super complicated, not a lot that's publicly available about it. There was this like book that I was gonna get to read up, because you're gonna put something on your body for a long time, you should know what it is. But the book wouldn't come in time. I was like, so then I messaged my friend who's the expert on African spirituality, and I was asking for the book recommendation. I should have asked her what the symbol meant that kept speaking to me. But the second symbol in this 16 symbol grouping is a symbol for death. It's a simple circle with 2 columns. Each column has 4 paired vertical marks. That is a symbol. Don't ask me to pronounce what it means. I think it's Oyeku Meji is the name of that Odu. Anyhow, that was a symbol that spoke to me, that my spirit said, you need this symbol. This is a central symbol of this tattoo. I said, okay, maybe it's a memorial tattoo for my dad, people I've lost. I was trying to figure it out. That's my thing, Spirit will tell me to do something, and I'm like, okay, let me figure out what she's trying to do. I really should pray for insight, but I can't help my mind. It'll just try to figure it out. So, he has a whole process, and I was getting prepped by the apprentice and sharing with her the concept, and then, I said, okay, I want this bird, and I want this symbol, and, told her a little bit about the prompts, death, and the beauty of death, and that for most of life, you cannot have it without death. So anyway, he gave me this tattoo. It was amazing. And so, long story short, the sentence that I took away after the whole process was over with, and I took a look at the piece and reflected on what he created, kept thinking about seeds. And I garden, I grow things, so I have a lot of experience with seeds. husband. He's going to go work out. Oh, he did not replace his brake light. My poor baby. He's so busy and he's so tired. There's a lot of things that on his to-do list today, but he needs that brake light. I do not want him getting a ticket over a busted tail light. Anyhow, so seeds. If you grow a seed, it has to go through a germination phase, and that can occur in water or in soil. A lot of times, when you're growing on your own, you germinate the seed in water. Just water, no soil, just water. So, like, you'll put the seed on a paper towel. You'll soak the paper towel in water. You'll cover up the seed with water, and you wait. And then eventually what's inside the seed starts to emerge, and that's called germination. And then after seed has germinated, then you would place it. It'll have the starting of roots, and that's when you take the seed and you put it in a small pot, maybe even like a 1-inch small pot. Doesn't need much, and it needs to stay warm and moist for the root system to develop. And then there's all kinds of processes after that I won't get into. But that germination phase of the seed is facilitated by water, and the seed itself is no more when it's completed. When the process is completed, the seed itself is no more. So life comes from death in that sense. I don't know. I believe that could be a feature of our broken world, because initially, well, I don't know what happened. In the beginning, there was darkness. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is not related to sin, because in the beginning, why can't I remember how the Bible starts? Oh my God. How does Genesis 1:1 start? In the beginning. It's been a while since I read Genesis. I keep thinking of John. In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. That's what keeps popping. Sorry, I'm late. So, I don't even have any idea how long the other one was. Because I'm late, my morning prayer alarms are going off. So, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. In the beginning, God created heavens and the earth, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. So, darkness was first. That's my point. In the beginning, God created something from nothing, and the earth was without form or void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. That's when God said, "Let there be light." So there was first darkness. So even light achieves its full purpose in darkness. Like it's light right now. If I put my flashlight on from my phone, it's not going to do very much because it's light outside. The light on my phone achieves its purpose in the dark. Okay? So here's the message. I got a message about water, and I got a message about light and darkness. So darkness came first. You could consider that a form of death where there was nothing. So many spiritual parallels in terms of dying to yourself daily, pouring out your ego daily, in terms of death as a point of transition that creates room for life. Like we are in the autumn season, beautiful autumn season. It's very brown, very, very brown. And this is like the death of the leaves. So I don't know. Y'all probably got 15 minutes in. I'm going to wrap up soon because honestly, I'm a little chaotic this morning. Haven't slept, and I'm thinking about all the things I have to do when I get back home, and how, because I got up so late, I'm cutting off like some time of my morning practices, and I'm starting to get a little stressed out, so I gotta get my head together. But that is take something from that in order for the seed to become what it was meant to be, the seed itself must die. And death is a prerequisite for life. Maybe that's what I want to say. Death is a prerequisite for life. So, two gentle ways of thinking about death as a part of a process of becoming, and then acknowledging death as a prerequisite for life to occur. It is so sad to lose someone or something that you love. It is not like saying, don't be sorrowful. Look at this sky. Oh man, can't see that little streak of red. It's a shame that the beauty does not come through on the video. Anyhow, that's what I have to say. I might come back to this because this is obviously a partially formed thought, but I do think it's something. I'm going to gather more thoughts around this, incorporate them into my retreat at the end of January. But that's what I got for you today. Anyway, remember to move your body with love and intention today. I got my Soul Steps shirt on. And also remember that I love you.